Determine if two lists have the same elements, regardless of order. Sorry for the simple question, but I'm having a hard time finding the answer. When I compare two lists, I want to know if they are equal in that they have the same contents, but in different order. X. I want x equals y to evaluate to true.
You can simply check whether the multisets with the elements of x and y are equal. This requires the elements to be hashable. Runtime will be in O or N, where N is the size of the lists. If the elements are also unique, you can also convert to sets, with same asymptotic runtime, maybe a little bit faster in practice. If the elements are not hashable, but sortable, another alternative, or runtime in O or N log N, is. If the elements are neither hashable nor sortable, you can use the following helper function. Note that it will be quite slow, O or N squared, and should generally not be used outside of the esoteric case of unhashable and unsortable elements.
Determine if two lists have the same elements, regardless of order. Inferring from your example that the elements of the lists won't be repeated, they are unique, as well as hashable, which strings and other certain immutable Python objects are, the most direct and computationally efficient answer uses Python's built-in sets, which are semantically like mathematical sets you may have learned about in school. In the case that the elements are hashable, but non-unique, the collections.counter also works semantically as a multiset, but it is far slower. Prefer to use sorted if the elements are orderable. This would account for non-unique or non-hashable circumstances, but this could be much slower than using sets. Empirical experiment. An empirical experiment concludes that one should prefer set, then sorted. Only opt for counter if you need other things like counts or further usage as a multiset. First setup. And testing. So we see that comparing sets is the fastest solution, and comparing sorted lists is second fastest.
This seems to work, though possibly cumbersome for large lists. However, if each list must contain all the elements of other than the above code is problematic. The problem arises when len A not equal len B, and in this example, len A is greater than len B. To avoid this, you can add one more statement. One more thing, I benchmarked my solution with timeit.repeat, under the same conditions used by Aaron Hall in his post. As suspected, the results are disappointing. My method is the last one. Set x equals set y it is.
As mentioned in comments above, the general case is a pain. It is fairly easy if all items are hashable or all items are sortable. However, I have recently had to try solve the general case. Here is my solution. I realized after posting that this is a duplicate to a solution above that I missed on the first pass. Anyway, if you use slices rather than list.remove, you can compare immutable sequences.
You've watched a film,